Yo, what's going on, guys? And today we're talking about those Golden State Warriors, and we're not going to talk about Draymond Green being talked out of retirement, which I personally think is a ploy to get his podcast numbers up. Similar to LeBron James when he got eliminated in the playoffs, he's controlling the narrative. But no, today we're talking about Mark Stein of the Stein Line reporting that there was zero indication that the Golden State Warriors would trade their franchise legends Klay Thompson or Draymond Green. The Warriors have also been resistant to trading Jonathan Kuminga, who was selected 7th overall in 21, who has a very close relationship with Joe Lacob. And with that being said, I think that means Moses Moody and Chris Paul could be traded, as they have alluded. I don't think they're going to trade Chris Paul, but I think those are their trade pieces if they were going to be looking to make any moves. As I'm curious to hear your guys' opinions. What do you think the Warriors are going to do? So, because the buzz right now, for me, when I look at this, I think the biggest thing for the Warriors is trying to find, like, I love the idea of Pascal Siakam going to Golden State. Like, Paul George brought up, like, Chris Paul, Jonathan Kuminga for Pascal Siakam is like kind of like a win-win. That's my assumption. He didn't bring Chris Paul into that, but like he said, like, Jonathan Kuminga fits perfect with what Scotty Barnes and those guys are doing. Pascal fits as a great second option to Steph Curry. I don't think that deal's gonna happen, but I agree it was a good idea. I think them trying to get, Chris Boucher would be a guy that I would not be surprised. Like, they should, Thad Young, Otto Porter. The Raptors do have guys that I think that they should be, interested in. I wonder, because we know that the Golden State Warriors are committed to Draymond Green and they're expected to be active this trade deadline. So as of right now, the Warriors are 17-19, and they know that they need reinforcements, especially with Draymond Green coming back. According to Monte Poole of NBC Sports Bay Arena, the Warriors remain committed to Draymond Green, who, along with Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, compose the team's core. The league sources, or multiple league sources, told NBC Sports Bay Area that Golden State is going to be very active approaching the deadline, that nothing is being indicated that a move to break up the decorated trio. If the Warriors are going to make a major trade, it most likely is going to be a pairing of Chris Paul with a young player. I don't think it's Jonathan Kuminga unless they can get a Pascal Siakam. I personally think it's Moses Moody. I think it's Jonathan Kuminga and Moses Moody. My apology. It's going to be Moses Moody over Jonathan Kuminga, because Chris Paul with Moses Moody brings you, I believe, if I get the number right, it's like $35 million you can trade for. And there's plenty of serviceable players that you can get for $35 million. And Chris Paul makes 30.8 and Moses Moody makes 3.9. That brings you to $34.7 million. And there's so there's that. And they also have Corey Joseph if they wanted to throw in there. Paul, who's currently out 4 to 6 weeks with a fractured hand, would mostly be used in potential trades for salary matching purposes. The 38-year-old is having a great season, averaging 9 points as the team's backup point guard, and he remains an excellent playmaker, putting up 7.2 assists. But his $30.8 million salary would allow the Warriors to go into trade talks for another star player. While a guy like, obviously Jonathan Kuminga is someone they don't want to trade, but Jonathan Kuminga is third in scoring with 13 points a night, 4 rebounds, and 1.5 assists, but his three-point shot isn't there. Moses Moody, on the other hand, is averaging currently, I believe, he's not playing as many minutes, in 18 minutes a night, 8.5 points, 49% from the field, 35% from 3 rebounds, and an assist and steal a night. Now, with that being said, this would allow, Jonathan Kuminga is easily the team's most intriguing trade chip, while Moses Moody is probably the second. And the fact that Moses Moody probably won't be able to coexist on the floor because of like the other players in front of him, it makes sense that he'd be a trade chip. And the Dubs would rather keep Jonathan Kuminga instead of Moses Moody. And they need to make a move because Curry's championship window is closing and the team isn't good enough to win a championship as currently constructed. There's also Andrew Wiggins who could be traded, but I think that's very unlikely. And as for Green, the 33-year-old was reinstated by the NBA on Saturday after serving what was ultimately a 12-game suspension for punching Jusuf Nurkic in the face and then, the chokehold. So for us, I think it's big that, obviously Draymond Green's still a crucial playmaker for this team and huge for this organization, that I think at the very least knows that they need to make moves. So, what should I don't think the Warriors are going to be trading for Pascal Siakam. I really don't think that's the move. But for me, when we look at this current situation, I think that if we're looking, I can't see a specific move that's going to turn the needle because the Warriors haven't been effective with Andrew Wiggins and Jonathan Kuminga on the court, but their athletic potential is amazing and so tantalizing that Steve Kerr tried the combination again on Sunday night. And this was the 13th different starting lineup for the team, as Kerr, obviously pulled the plug on that and he replaced the team's second half lineup of Wiggins and Kuminga with Trace Jackson Davis, B-Pod, Darius Saric, and Kevon Looney. So we know Kerr's gonna not have to juggle the rotation with Draymond Green returning, but he's still gonna have to figure it out. And with the trade deadline just a month away, the front office is facing a crucial decision with Kuminga and Moses Moody, as there's no signs that they're gonna break anything up, but it's interesting what or how they could do this. Now, I think Miles Bridges is someone that could be a dark horse for them to go out and get. And I don't know. I want to hear your guys' thoughts. What is your expectations with a lot of this? I think with the Warriors, when you look at this, Mike Dunleavy has been directly asked about the team's plan for Moses Moody, who would like a more consistent role. Quote, the people around Moses, they're frustrated with the lack of having a role, lack of consistency. He's in the rotation one day, he's out of the rotation another day. For the lack of a better term, he also seems like the sacrificial lamb, so to speak. Whenever there's a logjam, he's going to be the guy that falls out. From what Jason Dumas of Cronin 4 News says, from what he's been told, Moses loves the Bay Area and wants to play for the Warriors, but I think it's understandable that someone in his position with a lot of talent, young, would be frustrated and want a clear path playing time, whether it be here in Golden State or somewhere else, end quote. And we've seen that, he sometimes has been a DMP, and they gave more of a response to the frustration from Jonathan Kuminga than they did to the frustration that came out about Moses Moody. So it'll be interesting to see how they do that, and I wonder. But what's your thoughts? And if you made it to this far in the video, thank you. We haven't recorded it a while, so a long one. We've been doing the edits, but you guys sticking around to the end is cool and greatly appreciated. So let me hear your opinions down below. Till next time, guys. Puppies. Ooh.